Celebrity, true or false?
You can't handle the truth.
All right, yeah, Jack Nicholson's going to be part of this whole conversation shortly. Celebrity, true or false with Tommy Chong. First up, you became friends with Jordan Belfort because you met him in federal prison. You were both cube mates where you told him to write a book, and that book became The Wolf of Wall Street.
That's true.
Get out of here.
Yep.
So you're just sitting around with him one day saying, you know what, Jordan, you should write a
No,
story.
I was writing my book.
Okay.
And Jordan would be playing tennis. It was a federal prison.
Yes.
And so he would be have a day in tennis, and he'd come off the tennis court and come into our little cubicle, and
Right.
I'd be writing. And Jordan finally said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm writing my book, my memoirs, the I Chong." And so Jordan says, "Oh, I'm going to write." And so he sat down, and in a couple of days, he wrote something, handed it to me. And because I'd known Jordan long enough to know that he's a bona fide genius, without doubt. Just a little criminal, but genius.
Right.
And so he handed me what he wrote, and I was very honest with him. You can be honest with geniuses. Mm-hmm. And I read it, and I said, "No, you haven't written anything, man." I handed it back to him. He said, "What do you mean?" Because what he did, he really copied Tom Wolfe, Bonfires of the Vanity.
Right.
And he's got this mind, so he just copied Tom. And so then he got a little angry with me. He says, "So what do you suggest?" I says, "Write the stories that you've been telling me every night." Because every night, just before we go to sleep, he'd tell me an episode that he had in his life, which were incredible. Mm-hmm. And then I told him, "You got to follow the most of rule." And he says, "What's that?" I says, "Well, if you're going to be high, be the highest. If you're going to be bad, be the baddest. Because that's what you want to see on a film. You don't want to see something ordinary. You want to see something extraordinary." And so he didn't have to do much stretching. In fact, the stories he told me that never made the movie were, it's another movie. I mean, his life was so incredible, just jam-packed with everything. That scene about him doing quaaludes, and he couldn't crawl down to his car. He had to roll down to his car and then drive after that.
So the first editor of The Wolf of Wall Street was Tommy Chong, and rejected the manuscript in its first form.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable. Next one. The car your character drove at the beginning of Up in Smoke belonged to Jack Nicholson.
That's right. The little Volkswagen.
How does that come to be?
Lou Adler, the director.
Yes.
And producer, and Jack are best friends.
I think they still go to Laker games together,
and so,
right?
Yeah.
That's who's sitting next to Jack all the time,
right? Cleaning Jack up once in a while. And when you get a certain age, you got to have a friend that has to dab get the little stuff off your schmutz off your beard.
Good use of schmutz.
Yeah.
So that's how it came to be?
No, what happened, we needed a car, and so Jack said, "Hey, I got a Volkswagen, use that." And so we had to change the grill of the Volkswagen to a Rolls Royce grill. And that was the gag,
How did you first meet Cheech? How did you guys ever come across?
I met him up in Canada. He was dodging the draft, and I was running like a safe house. It was a strip joint, but it kind of was like a safe house too.
Okay.
For Mexicans,
And then, so how did you decide, hey, let's team up?
Cheech was, first of all, I had a improvisational comedy troupe with the strippers, and then.
So what? You had an improvisational comedy troupe with strippers?
Somehow, see, in Canada, this again is Canada. I took over another Fairling club.
Okay.
And I put in Vancouver's first strip joint. And then when I got fired from Motown, I ended up being with nothing to do, so I'd work the lights at the strip joint. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And then I decided that I should make an improv group out of the girls and the guys that were working there, and which I did. And then I became part of the act.
And then Cheech walks in
And
the
then,
door?
no, and
one
then we
day?
needed a straight man. We had a straight man that his wife didn't know what he was doing. He was a real actor.
Yeah.
And so we made the front page of the news with the strippers and their titties over top of Rick's face. And the wife said, "Okay, you're out of here." And then a mutual friend who Cheech worked for said, "Hey, I got a guy that's really funny." And so he brought down Cheech.
And the rest is history.
The rest is history.
And then the last one, you appeared in the cult classic Foxy Brown, uncredited as pilot. Is that a truer story? Were you in Foxy Brown or you were not?
No.
It's a false. We found a celebrity false.
Oh.
Take it off his IMDb page.
Who's Foxy Brown?
The great Foxy Brown. You know, I mean, the Pam Grier.
Oh.
I just had a moment with Tommy Chong. This
I
is
think
fantastic.
that was before my time.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.